So today's parenting tip number 27 from Sean Covey's 7 Habits of Happy Kids really deals with, I think, everything that is important to adults, especially parents, because we need balance, right? How many of you find yourself stressing out and running around like a chicken without its head, and you just feel like there is absolutely no time to de stress and balance? Well, my suggestion, and I've learned in the past few months, is that, and we all know this, right? If we don't take care of ourselves, then we can't be the best version of ourselves with our kids, with our spouses, with our coworkers, with our boss. We just become cranky, complaining, hungry, tired humans that are not very beneficial and not nice to be around. So I've been apologizing. I thought it was kind of funny before I share this tip that my oldest daughter, when she was maybe around 17, 18, she would say, I apologize for the next week because it's that time of the month and I know I'm going to say something because I'm grumpy or I'm in pain, so I apologize. And so I said, well, I apologize for every mean thing that I'll say for the rest of my life. And I just joked around. But I think this balancing tip is really important. So I'll read it just as Sean Covey wrote in his book. Balance feels best. So tell your children to say this every day. I think balance is something that we all need to do. I take care of my body by eating right. And this is where, if they want to eat a Snickers, they want to eat chips. And I ask myself, you don't have to always eat right, but tell yourself, have I been eating too many chips or ice cream or spam musubis? The local people will get that. But eating right, exercising, and it could be just doing, like I'm not into exercising. I'm trying to now that I don't go to the YMCA. I'm taking my dogs on a morning walk and an evening walk. Or with Chelsea, sometimes I'll do her workout videos, maybe like just 5 minutes of her 20-minute workout. But you do something, whether it's running around your block, running around your house. When it was raining years ago, when the girls were little, I ran from each room, upstairs, downstairs, all over just to practice when it was raining to prepare for the Aloha Run. So, sleep, which is really important. So, I might sleep at 1 in the morning and get up at 5, but I make sure, my friends make fun of me, I make sure I nap every single day. It could be a 1 hour nap, it could be a 10-hour nap, but I listen to a 15-minute meditation, sometimes a 6-minute meditation, and it really recharges your emotional batteries. Otherwise, you're just unhappy and you're grumpy and you're pessimistic. So, eat right, exercise, sleep, and I spend quality time with friends and family, not on your phones, not just watching TV. It could be fun to watch a movie on TV as a family, but really take time to connect, maybe over a meal, maybe over a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood. Maybe, a lot of people aren't. They are, but some people have never played board games or charades or junk in a pull. Just make sure that you take the time to just connect with family members and friends. I know it's hard with stay-at-home orders and quarantine, lockdown, but it's amazing that Chelsea, my 18-year-old, has had Netflix parties with friends from the mainland, from the Big Island, and even from Eva. Whoever she cannot physically see. It's amazing how creative young people are and able to connect, and they're not using Zoom. They could just do video chat, FaceTime, WhatsApp, Google Hangouts, I mean whatever it is, but make the time to connect with family. We will not be able to visit my mom physically, but we can do Facebook Messenger and say goodnight to her. But really implement that habit in your child's life to connect. Otherwise, it can be a very lonely existence. Other things to have them say is, I learn in lots of ways and lots of places, not just school. That's a good one, especially during this distance learning, where Hawaii was just notified that the first 4 weeks of school will be distance learning. We will not have, partially physically on campus and then partially distance learning. And we have to look at it as an opportunity to, practice safety and see it as not, damaging your child's academic goals. Your child can learn in so many ways than just school. And I think if you look at all the lessons that you've learned, probably a lot of them did not happen in school. And it's like, kids tell me, am I ever going to know, have to practice the quadratic equation? Do I really need to know Pythagorean theorem? Am I going to have to know the parts of speech and to, you know, write an essay with a thesis and, really have a lot of details? No, but academics does build those brain cells. Academics does provide you with a lot of discipline and just overall knowledge, right? So during this time, though, let's be more accepting to other ways to educate our kids. So I thought that seventh habit was so appropriate, right? We learn in lots of ways, lots of places, not just in school. And lastly, I find meaningful ways to help others. I think for this one, a lot of times we are so busy with our own agenda. And as I dropped my daughter off at her new job, she's a cashier at a local supermarket. I said, you know what? Why don't we focus on maybe three customers that made you smile, right? Not the grumpy ones, not the ones that yell, but three customers that were really nice. And she shared that yesterday someone said, and she said, hey, how are you doing today? The customer said, wow, thanks for asking. She said sometimes she asks that and they just say, I don't want a bag, or they totally ignore her. And, we've been talking about how a lot of us are in our own mind. We don't even hear it. If we hear it, we're too busy thinking about a multitude of things, our worries, our fears, our, 10,000 things on our to do list. So, this seventh habit, which is the last habit from Sean Covey's, The 7 Habits of Happy Kids, I think is, I know I say it all the time, but this one is an important habit. I think I'm going to incorporate this habit every single day. But of course, forgive yourself if you do decide to eat a bag of Doritos or eat an ice cream sandwich. It doesn't mean to always, always eat 100% right? And if you can't exercise, then you double up tomorrow and maybe do a 20-minute walk instead of a 10-minute. Because, I mean, we either are those types of people who have to go to the gym or exercise every single day, or you just don't even have enough energy to implement exercise. But that is tip number 27. And tomorrow, I'll share tip number 28. Okay? Take care. Bye.